moved this weekend and my microphone got stolen. So we're using headphones. I ordered a new one. It should be here today. So today audio will suck, but tomorrow will be okay. Anyway, let's jump on the week. So today's Tuesday and already we're like yesterday and today our range is so tiny. It's about 120 points, which is not a lot at all. We're hovering in this SIBI still. We had last week was a really, really energetic displacement kind of push up. So this week we want to see what's going to happen. I still don't know because it's been kind of ugly. See yesterday and today, very, very weak. But we do have this breaker, like I was saying. So I still want to see a retracement into this breaker, into this SIBI, and then we could start looking for upside towards this weekly buy side, weekly and daily, you see. And then we go from this right here was a daily order block. Smart money was getting in, smart money was getting in. So they probably started here. So they're probably going to want to get rid of all the positions here and here at these highs. And then we'll go from there. Monday right here. So the beginning of Monday right here. We've been really, really, really rangy. We'll have buy side here. We'll have sell side, sell side. We just took out on this buy side. We might come back in, take this. And just like yesterday, just back and forth. We might have the same thing today. So let's get our opening prices. Okay, so here's what we have. We have this high right here, which is 15,246.25. And we're currently 15,246.25. So we have equal highs right here. Then we have buy side here. I'm seeing a 15-minute SIBI right here, right alongside with sell side liquidity. So I can see us possibly returning here and taking this liquidity. But then we also have this BISI right here, and BISI right here, which we tapped into and pushed up. So, you know, if we do take shorts, since we have no news yesterday or today, if we do take this 930, see a reversal, more than likely, I'm going to target this BISI right here and possibly hold to here because this is how we looked yesterday. We could possibly look like that again today. But okay, we just took this high. So we'll see if we take this high and reverse down. And then we'll start aiming for shorts. But I'm not really expecting it. We are in premium right now because we're above 12 a.m. and above 8:30 open and above 7:30. So 7:30 is right in between. So we are in premium. So shorts here would be decent, especially since, you know, in the higher time frame, I'm thinking that we do need to come down a little bit because we have a lot of these inefficiencies. We have this breaker. We don't need to return to the breaker, right? But there's a good chance that we will. Bare minimum will return is into this SIBI because we've worked through all of this already. So bare minimum, if we come down to here, then we can push up. Also, what we have here is we have this on Dixie. We have this monthly BISI right here. And as you can see, we kind of just been rejecting. We filled it halfway and we rejected it. Last week we came down, we tapped it. This week we came down a little bit under half, and now we're pushing up. The daily is possibly just fixing this imbalance right here, and we'll continue down. Like I said, last week we were consolidating for a very long time, and we finally broke down and did something. Right? We got out of this range. So I can expect for Dixie to go down. If Dixie goes down, NASDAQ should go up and start aiming for that weekly buy side that I was talking about. So we can see Dixie continue up a little bit, start taking out or filling in these BISIs, these SIBIs in here, probably this one up to here, and then continue down, aim for sell side and fill in this monthly. Okay, so we had to push through this buy side liquidity pretty strong. And then what we have, this is actually a 1 hour SIBI that was here. So I was actually kind of wanted to see a rejection here, which we still might get in this 30 minutes. But we also have, you know, with this push up, we did push pretty strongly through this buy side liquidity and continued up. So we have more buy side here and the 1 hour, both of these. So I was thinking maybe if we could get a retracement down into this SIBI, which will now act as an inverse. If it acts as an inverse down and the optimal trade entry 0.62 with a BISI, with an inverse SIBI, we could get a really nice risk to reward here. We can even, I think that would be good because we wouldn't really need any reason to go down. But we're going to wait and see. What I'm also liking is the fact that, you know, ES didn't even come this far. So now it's came down, it's filling up this BISI. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to sit here. We have opening in 2 minutes. I'm in a 50. I don't know. I kind of want to take this at open if we push and reject, because this may be worth it. If anything, if I see a push down, reject, I'll just take a quick market buy. And then I'll keep my finger on the trigger. Because if I do have a tight stop, it is open, so it can do a lot of weird things. It could, push pretty rapidly through that stop and then continue in the actual direction that I wanted it to. So let's see, we got 12 seconds. So I guess we were rejecting this. We got a high, low, higher, high now. So we might actually, now it depends if these candles that come down here are displacement or they're small. If it displaces down here, then we could look at this as a breaker, wait for it to return, then take shorts here and start aiming for lows. If it lollygags over here, kind of small candles, weak candles, then the algo is just repricing into there. So I might have went a little too quick. Let's see. It's actually good. Smaller stop. Yeah, I think we're too quick on the trigger. So we do a high, low, higher, high. So if we come back in here, if we get stopped out, then we can look for longs. I mean shorts. It's just looking long. I think it might not be a bad idea to get out because we did fill this pretty strongly. Okay, now we can look for shorts. I think I got in too early here. Should have seen the market structure shift. Now we have a clear market structure shift here. Now if we could come back in. Hopefully we could come back in, but it might run without us. Let's see how this closes. So you got a high, low, higher, high. We could wait for the breaker or we could take it in here. Yeah, but you see the 1 hour is rejecting this SIBI, so I really like that. I do want to push back in here, and I'm going to be very confident with this. All right, so we might have to take it here. We're going to take 2 here because I think it's going to run without us. I definitely shouldn't have taken longs here because I saw this breaker forming. It had a market structure shift here. And we'll figure it out. Get out in here. They just up, touch it. It was rejecting. Push into the 5 minute, rejecting 50% of that 1 hour. This 1 hour is not looking super clear. We don't talk about this. There we have it. We could come into this breaker, remember, high, low, higher, high. I think if we do break to the breaker, I'll probably get out. Keep it a little bit tighter. SIBI support. I do like all these wicks that are rejecting this SIBI, so that's kind of giving me confidence. When in doubt, zoom out, right? Yeah, it's up here. Yeah, like this is a failed trade. I know. I just don't know why I'm not getting out. That's very unfortunate. Okay, I got a microphone finally, so I'll review my trades that I took today and, what happened and what I was expecting and whatnot, because my microphone wasn't working well. So I can't edit. I can't hear what I was saying. So it sucks. But anyway, in the morning we were coming up and we were pushing up. And what I wanted to see was this. We have this 1 hour SIBI right here. This was a 1 hour. So what I wanted to see was I wanted to see a push up at 9:30 in here and reject. And then we take shorts. We got the big push up at 9:15, and then we consolidated, and then 9:30 we had this massive displacement down on this 5-minute. That kind of gave me an indication that, hey, we're going to go short. We're going to finally push down and start running for sell side. I wanted to target this sell side. We had sell side here, sell side here. I wanted to target all three of these sell sides, and the last overall target would have been there for 72 points. And it didn't happen. This whole day, I was oversizing. I sized way more than I typically would, and I got in super early. You see, I got in here. We didn't even reach in this fair value gap. So what I should have done, which I didn't do, was wait. I should have waited until we pushed in here and saw how we reacted, or taken the trade from here, because from negative 34 points, we would have saved ourselves a few points. Was that 8 points we would have saved, or 6 points? 6 points we would have saved. And I just didn't like the fact that this stop loss was so big, 34 points. And on top of this stop loss being 34 points, I sized way heavier than I typically do. So I took a pretty decent loss here. But what I should have done, now I'm looking back at it, we broke through this 1 hour. We had this push down. What do? We take sell side. And after taking these sell sides here, I thought this was a 5-minute market structure shift. I should have realized this is not a market structure shift, because we should have displaced, and this is the low that would have been relevant, not any of these lows, to create a market structure shift. We didn't have a market structure shift down to the downside, but I got excited with this big candle because my bias has been bear for so long, and it shouldn't be. I keep thinking that we're going to go down, but this market right now is being super, super manipulated, in my opinion, because it's supposed to be inverse of Dixie. Dixie's pushing up. Dixie has been pushing up. This is an hourly chart. Dixie's pushing up. That means NASDAQ should be going down. It's doing the same exact thing. It's pushing up. So I can't fully rely on what Dixie and NAS is doing. What I should have done, number one, realize that this was not a market structure shift. This was a market structure shift failure. This was a failure to close below this low. And let's see if there's even more indications on the 15-minute. 15-minute, there was no market structure shift either. Yeah, this was a low, but this was a really weak low. Actually, this is the 5-minute that we're talking about right here. So this was all in the 15-minute period, because this was still at 9:30. So that's the thing. This is the second time I've done this, and this is what I got to not do. I'm going to not take trades until after maybe 9:45. I'm going to wait 10 to 15 minutes from now on to take a trade before, right after open, because I took this trade when at 9:39, then I added in at 9:40, and maybe I added in here. So that's the thing. I was adding and chasing instead of just accepting the loss. First of all, I got in this candle. Why? I have no idea. I thought it was going to run without me. If it's going to run without me. I don't need to chase. I got in at this candle, and then I added in at this candle. Lost that after sizing in twice. Then I said, okay, now I can see the draw on liquidity is going to be highs. This 4 hour right here was my next draw on liquidity. So I thought it was going to go up there, and I knew it was going to go up there. But instead of waiting for price to come to me, I started chasing because I just lost, and I wanted to make my money back. Here's a few things that I should have done here, right? I should have put my fib on this swing low, swing high. I shouldn't have taken any shorts until we got to here, this fair value gap, because this is way too high in premium, but I didn't. I got in here with, I believe, 2 or 3 contracts. Then I added in here about 6 or 8 contracts. I was at 12 contracts overall, which is crazy. It's crazy for this account because this account was only a 50K account. Now look at this. My stop loss here, my stop loss never got hit, but there's a $1,100 max daily drawdown. So we hit the daily drawdown right here. They took my account in reverse and it would have hit TP. So I'm not discounting my analysis. I need to work on my analysis. Yes, absolutely. But what I need to work on more is my patience, not trading too early. This was way too early of a trade. And I got overconfident because I have been taking really, really, really good trades. And, you know, maybe all my trades weren't good, but all my days and weeks ended up green. So this killed me. This blew my account. If I didn't oversize, if I waited to come in here and I would have took my regular 5, that would have been fine. I would have hit TP. And that would have been, even if let's say we came down here, took 5 contracts, that's 47.75 points, 47.5, 5 contracts at $2 each is $10 a point. I would have been up 475. I still would have lost whatever I lost here because I took way more than 5 contracts. But I would have been close, and it would have been okay because look what happened after. After, I was like, all right, now we had this clear kind of displacement and the market structure shift. It wasn't a strong market structure shift, but what I saw here was, one, we had a low, we had a high, low, and then we had a higher high. So I took my fib, I put on this low and this high, and I'm looking for my standard deviations. I was looking for 2. This was my original take profit at 2. But what I did was, because I just lost all this money, this is a brand new account. Now I'm being conservative. I took 5 contracts right there. As you can see, I waited for it to push up, show me a little bit of rejection. Right at 50%, I took 5 contracts right here. Then what I did was I put 3 contracts here, and then I put another 2 contracts here. But after the 3 were taken, and I saw this push up, I got scared out. And not only that, I had a few things to do, so I couldn't stay on, and I got out. So this is the first one you see right at these lows. This was nice. This was a quick 26 points. I wanted 40, didn't get it. And then this one, I closed out the last 2 right around here at 22 points. We ended up being at 24 points average. The standard 2 deviation would have hit. We didn't get it. It's okay. What are we going to do? What am I going to do from now on? Is number 1, Bogdan, you're no longer trading the first 10 to 15 minutes of market open. You just don't do it. You don't do it. This trapped right here. This probably trapped a lot of people too, especially people who are watching in 1 minute because it broke these lows. I should have gotten out. I should have gotten out with a loss. My thinking was, I don't want to exit this trade early and then it goes in my direction. Because I tend to exit trades early because I get scared out. But this one, if I'm actually looking and seeing what's going on, I could have exited right here as soon as we broke these highs. As soon as we broke this high with this candle, I should have exited and I would have saved a few points, right? I didn't. I should have exited when this candle failed to continue this place, or when this candle filled this and then we had the next candle also fill this and fail to displace down. We also had no bearish market structure shift. We did have it in the 1 minute. We didn't have any bullish market structure shift, but if we're looking at the 5 minute, we didn't have any. Number 2, we're not going to trade until 9:40 to 9:45. If I wait till 9:45, this could have been a long right here. Look at this valid market structure shift. It came back into this BISI. We could have took a long here exactly like I wanted it, and we could have targeted this right here. This would have been a clean trade. It's a 2.5R clean trade. I should have just taken that. So I think that might be the best thing to do, is not trade before 9:45, 9:40 earliest. If Dixie and NAS are moving the same direction, we know it's manipulation. We shouldn't expect any real reversal. I think what I saw here in reality too was I saw a high, low, higher high created. So I thought, okay, this is going to be a breaker. But on the 5 minute, there's no breaker. Look at this. It's not strong enough on the 5 minute for this to be a breaker. And once we took this buy side liquidity, we ran up 26 points. That's showing you that price wants to keep going up. I know ICT mentioned it somewhere, but he said if after liquidity is taken, it runs up more than a certain amount of points, it's showing you that it doesn't want to reverse. So this trapped me. I got in way too early. I wasn't patient. This, I should have waited. Look at this. Perfect 15-second BISI that I should have been targeting. If I entered in here, I could have put my stop loss right here or right here. If we kept it right there, that target, 57 points, that would have been perfect, but we didn't do it. So patience. I need to work on patience. I need to work on, after being on the winning streak, maybe I need to cool it. I need to stay off for a little while. Take a couple days off, take a week off. I got a little bit overconfident. I was telling my friend even, I haven't had a red week in a long time. So this is probably going to be my first red week just because I got the daily drawdown limit. This would have been a valid trade. I wouldn't have gotten stopped out here. I would have hit TP. I would have recovered everything. I just oversized. That's where my mental got me, is because I was trying to recover from this trade and I oversized. Instead of even half sizing or taking the same size, I like double in size. So there's nothing we can do about it now. We wait, we come back tomorrow, we have news, and we go from there.